Alright guys, welcome to another new video on the Snowman Trading channel. Today we're going to be going over meme coins and how you can make money in your sleep, hundreds a day. This is just the most genuine method on YouTube. I've never seen anyone kind of make a video like this, so let's get into it. This is not financial advice. Of course, I'm not a financial advisor. This is the only no bullshit guy on YouTube that doesn't beat around the bush. I'm going to be teaching the real sauce on how to be profitable in a volatile market at no cost. I'm going to be teaching you the psychology and what other people just are genuinely not teaching you and what's really important. So let's get into it. I'm going to be using real examples of coins that I've bought and sold. And before we get into the methods, I am going to be going over a lot of kind of psychology stuff. So let's get into it. Alright, first things first, what do you need? You're going to need a screener to look at all your coins and kind of keep a watch list. So number one is Dex Screener. It's your Weeble of the crypto market. You're going to need a crypto wallet. So the best that I like is Phantom. You can find that on the App Store. You could use it on your computer as well. You can do all this on your phone, guys. That's why it's so easy. It's so slept on. A lot of people aren't taking advantage of this, and this is kind of the new this is a new easy money maker, and a lot of people are ignoring it. So Solana, this is your friend in the blockchain business, guys. This is going to be your main coin. So with stocks, you just use USD. With meme coins, you're going to be trading with Solana. We are on the Solana chain, and that is what I trade. So we're not using Ethereum or anything like that here. You can literally start with 50 to 100 and build from there, and 10x is easier than it seems. So that is you can start with $50 if you want, if you don't got a lot right now. And you don't need a lot, so I would recommend start with around 250, 300, and you're gonna need a brain. You're gonna need some common sense for this. All right, guys, there's rules to it. Don't fall in love with coins, besides certain ones, and we're about to go over that. Memes don't last months or years anymore, guys. They last days at this point. I mean, memes die in like 3 days, so that applies here too. Number three, don't chase. Oh, I missed one. No, sorry. Number two, stick to your risk reward ratio. We're about to go over that soon. That's another thing we're going to go over. Don't stray unless you have a really good feeling about it. Now, I'm going to go over that more, but I would say stick to it until you're very experienced in this. So, stick to your $10 a trade or whatever, however much you start. Use 5% of your portfolio, 5-10%, maybe not even that much. But just stick to that and don't stray, stay disciplined. That's how we make money here. Don't chase coins, don't go looking for everything at once. Like, guys, this is a game of patience. I make maybe a couple trades a month at most. Like, that is how you stay profitable. You only want to buy things that you're certain of or almost certain. Like, just be patient, guys. It's not it's not something you have to rush. Everyone I see that buys random shit and just, they just lose money. And so you only want to be buying stuff you're confident with. Patience pays, guys. All right, strong performers. So this is the likes of S&P 6900, and there's another one running right now, Fartcoin. This came back crazy. I know it's dumb, but they're meme coins for a reason. So the S&P 6900 is basically the S&P 500 of the crypto market. And so something like this obviously is going to be kind of a contender for this strong category of meme coins. So these are ones that I was saying, you don't want to hold meme coins because they don't last. But, while speculative and I question it, these might have a future, guys. Like, genuinely, you can see it took a huge hit, and now it's starting to come back again. We got Solana Summer coming up again. So, guys, this is serious opportunity here if you want to kind of look into some of the stuff like this. But we're not going to really be going over these today. I'm going to be focusing more on the methods that I use to trade. All right, so just some terms. You can skip over this really quick if you already know all these. But rugging, when the rug gets pulled from under you and all the coins' value's lost. A bag holder is someone who just kind of got left holding a bag, and now they're stuck with it being useless. That's a bag holder. HODL, hold on for dear life. FOMO, fear of missing out. FUD, fear, uncertainty, doubt. Moon or pump, when a coin surges in profit. Dump, a coin aggressively losing value. Paper or weak hands, selling a coin fast under pressure. Diamond hands, not selling no matter what or until large profits. Shill is an aggressive promoter of something usually fruitless or just a scam. All right, so what do you buy and what are you looking for? So you're looking for global events or news. So if you're paying attention to news every day, you see things going on. These are conflicts, new technology, political things going on. So uh, this could be anything. I'm going to go over that more in a second. Instagram, this is the hunt. This is the main method that is really going to be your breadwinner here. And then we got internet drama, which could be anything. So I'll kind of go over those in a second. This is just the list. This whole space is about culture. So if you're not tapped in, you're not going to understand. You got to kind of get into all this, and I'm going to show you how. All right, so how long to hold these? I like to hold lower market cap coins. This is my strategy, around 5 to 20K, just kind of as floaters. So I'll let them sit in my profile for a while. This gives it a less chance of rugging since it's already low on volume and no one's really trading them, at least yet. My strategy is to get in early most of the time. Now, higher market cap ones do have higher risk as they have more volume and they're being traded more. So these are ones around 100K plus, which is still relatively low compared to some. But it does carry higher risk than these, kind of dead coins that I trade. But sometimes I will buy one around 1 million, depending on what it is. I trade smart. I don't trade a lot. It depends on the type of meme too, because some are only around for a week. Like I said, these memes don't last a long time at all. That's why you got to get in and out, guys. Do not fall in love with these coins, guys. You're gonna lose money. Let's see. And others are continuously referenced and still talked about every day, which we're gonna go over examples. This is just psychology stuff at the start. You're gonna get a feel for all this. It's all intuition and psychology mostly, just like any other form of trading. All right, risk reward, guys. This is the most important part. So how much are you risking for your reward? If you're starting with 50 bucks, you don't have a lot to work with, but it's manageable. You just got to be smart. So, if you use 10% of that $50 in each trade, you're going to be spending $5 on each coin. This is just an example. Let's say your coin does a 10x, which you would be up $50. But you lost 5 other trades before that. Guys, you're still going to be up $25 in total. So your balance is going to be at 75 now. And even though you lost all those other trades, you're still up. And that's the beauty of risk reward, because if you're just buying these coins with all different types of money and you're spending $50 on one, 100 on another, guys, you're going to lose fast. You're going to lose really fast, guys. So, keep a risk reward, look at your portfolio, how much you have, and decide how much you want to spend on each trade. This is important because it makes it almost hard to lose money if you kind of know what you're doing. All right, psychology. Do you sell when your coin is up 500% or wait for it to go higher? Now, guys, I want you to answer that right now. You go and sell it, because profit is profit, and it's going to hurt a lot more watching that profit fade, while you're still holding it than, taking it and watching it go higher. Believe me, I know when I first started, I made a ton of these mistakes and I didn't take profit. I got greedy, and guess what? The bag went back down to zero when I was up thousands, and, I was back at the start. I didn't lose money, but, I technically did because I didn't sell and I got greedy. So this is kind of the whole psychology part of it, is you can't be greedy, because these returns are already insane as they are. The S&P 500 returns average 10% a year, and that's on a good year, So when you're making hundreds percent of returns overnight, you got to realize this is crazy. Like, you don't get these returns anywhere else, guys. So, go ahead and take profit, realize what is going on, like how much money you're realistically making, because you don't get these returns anywhere else. After you sell your coin, you can still watch it, but guys, just consider it irrelevant. There's no point in sitting around and watching what you missed. No point in doing that. It went so much higher after. Dude, who cares? Move on and just keep living your life and looking for other coins. All right, common sense, greater fool theory. So common sense plays a huge role. The greater fool theory is when one fool buys into something hoping another will take his place so he can get out, making him the greater fool. So guys, don't be the greater fool here. Don't buy random garbage on the front page of Deck Screener. This is the easiest way to get liquidated overnight, especially if you're not using risk rewards. So, all my friends that try to get into this, they'll be like, okay, like, how much do I start with? I'm like, okay, you start with 100, and I'll keep my eye on their port, and I'll see what they're doing, and I just see they're buying the most random garbage on the front page of Deck Screener, just whatever they find, and next thing you know, they're lost. Their portfolio's empty, and they give up, and that's that. And they never realize the full potential of how good this can be. It's free money, but you just have to know what you're doing. So don't buy random bullshit. Wait like I do and make a few trades per month, a few trades per week. You don't have to do this a lot to make money, guys. This is something that can go on the background of your life, and you can do whatever else. All right, avoiding scams. So you can use something called rugcheck.xyz when you first start. I don't check for rugs because I trade already kind of low volume coins most of the time, and that don't move at all. So even if it is technically was a rug pull, it's not really going to matter because people can still buy into it. And if it is one of those rug pulls where all the liquidity is taken out and you can't even buy it, then it's going to tell you. So you'll kind of get a feel for it, like I said. But just so you'll see this chart on the left, and this is a prime example of this is one reason why I don't really like trading super active coins already, besides some I'm going to go over in a second. So you'll see how, kind of use my mouse here, how these candles are very weak, low in volume, and almost moving in this steady upwards trend. Like, this is not natural, guys. If you've ever seen a chart, you can look up candlestick charts. This is not natural. It's almost a robotic kind of steady movement up. And as soon as you see this, guys, red flag should be going, like red alarms, like straight alarms should be going off in your head, guys. As soon as you see a chart like this, just exit out and look for something else, because this is a rug pull no matter how you look at it. This is basically whoever's behind the coin is adding their own liquidity to it. They're adding their own liquidity to it. And to make it seem like the coin is active and it's doing good, it's catching volume. So someone would see this and be like, dang, it's only going up. Like, let me buy it, and next thing you know, you're holding for, an hour, and you check and you're down 99%. You just got rug pulled, guys. And it will happen. Like, there's no way to avoid it if you're going to be trading. But once again, that's why we have risk reward ratio. And most of the time, if you're not buying straight dumb rug pulls like this, you can actually get out with some extra money. Like, you won't, well, not extra, but you won't lose it all. So let's say you put in $5 and you lose half. Okay, you're like, oh, it's dying, whatever. Take the money out, and you're still left with half of what you put in. So you keep using the same risk reward, and you're going to be up. That's the main part of all this, guys. So yeah, use common sense. Let's see, anything else here? Yeah, don't be the greater fool, guys. It's like the main point I'm trying to make here. Just don't do that. So, all right, guys, we're about to get into the good stuff now. These are the methods, and I'll tell you all the psychology and kind of all that stuff. And I would recommend, I know it's kind of fast paced, so if you need to go back and kind of, learn all this stuff, because that's the most important part, that's fine. After this video, I'd say go back and kind of, take in again what I said, because this is important. All right, so this is the Instagram hunting method, guys. So when you see a new fresh meme popping up, like it's everywhere, and you start scrolling and you're seeing it again and again, you're like, oh, I haven't seen this meme before. There's a new meme. Guys, go straight to Deck Screener. Like, after you see it like a few times pop up in your feed, go straight to Deck Screener, guys. That's the first. You're gonna make this an instinct. You're gonna go straight to Deck Screener, look it up, see if it's there. If it's not, someone is gonna make it eventually. I'm gonna go over an example in a second. If there's one already made, check the market cap. Is it dead or low volume? Good, you made it early. So not every meme is gonna pop off. So usually worst case scenario with these, why I like doing this is I'll buy the meme, and it kind of won't go anywhere. It'll just sit there, but I'm not losing money. So that's why I call it a floater in my portfolio. It's just kind of sitting there, not doing anything. So You could be early, but it could also just be dead and not pop off. And if you're holding it for a week or so and it's not doing anything, you can sell it. Let's see, is it already made and active? You could still enter. If you see that new meme popping off and it's already doing good, you can enter, but it's way higher risk. It's already up 500%, guys. And like I said, it's not exactly always technically a rug pull, but the people pumping it up are gonna sell it, guys. Like, you have to understand, you have a whole ecosystem of people doing the exact same thing you are. So literally think about it like this: you have someone on the other side of this screen looking at this chart and thinking the exact same thing you are. I'm waiting for this to go up. I'm waiting for this to make a 2, 3, 500%, whatever it is, and I'm getting ready to sell. So when it's up 500%, that selling pressure is also going to start going up. There's literally people doing the exact same thing you are. So go ahead and sell. Don't wait around. If you are up 500%, that's the point there. But as far as this goes, you are taking a higher risk if that meme is up like already 500%. Now, the thing is, if it's still at a low market cap, so say it goes from 5,000 to 25,000. Okay, now in situations like this, I have entered before when it's already at 500% like that, and I have made money, but I also have lost. So once again, that is why risk reward is super important here, guys. All right, we're going to go ahead and pull up Deck Screener really quick. I'm going to kind of show you guys the basics of Deck Screener, what to look for, just some examples. So I'm going to tell you guys a story about Chromebook. So, oh shit. Sorry, guys. Okay. I'm going to tell you guys a story about Chromebook. So this was a recent meme that started popping off, and I knew it was going to be big. I started seeing it on my Instagram feed. This is literally exactly what you guys are going to be doing, okay? I started seeing Chromebook on my Instagram feed, and people sticking graphite and shit into it and throwing them across classrooms, and I could tell it was starting to get huge. And obviously it's a dead meme now. They don't last more than a week. So I took profit. I got out at like 500%. It blew up, and it's now not even on the market anymore, which is how fast these things move, guys. You gotta be fast. You can set alerts on Deck Screener when they go up a certain percent. So you don't have to check all day. Your phone will tell you, guys. This is all you can do. This all on your phone. It can be all automated almost. So it's not even on the market anymore. But I'm gonna tell you guys, I started seeing the Chromebook stuff on the news. It was making news channels, guys. News channels were talking about how kids are destroying Chromebooks and all this, and teachers were giving interviews online, and so that's when you start seeing, okay, this can be big. More attention to the meme means more attention to this kind of side of it, guys. So as soon as I started seeing all that, I was like, okay, let me go ahead and buy. And I'm telling you, 3 weeks later, I was up hundreds. And so when I was saying use your risk reward unless, so the unless part comes in, and I wouldn't put a lot more in. But here's the thing: when you start seeing a meme hitting those type levels of attention, like getting on news channels and stuff like that, that's when you can put a little bit more in. Okay, put a little bit more in, because you're taking a little bit more risk, but it's almost not more risk because it's making it a little more certain, guys. And you're gonna get better and better at this. It's gonna take a while, but you'll learn. Okay, so that was a week-long meme. Another week-long meme, Often Alien. That was another one going around Instagram for a little bit, and that did make some money, and I'll show you the chart in a second. Now, the strategy that I use kind of ties in with this one, the dead rose, unemployment, showers meme. This has been, this is more of a cultural meme. So people are going to use this in reference to a lot of things. Okay, you see your friend fucking sitting around picking his ass, you're like, bro, you're unemployed. Like, people have been using this for months now. People have been saying, kind of joking about this kind of stuff for months now. So this is an example of something I would like to trade. And I'm going to show you guys an example right now. Let's go to Deck Screener really quick. Okay, so here we got the locked in alien meme. This was going around for just a little bit. Stayed around for like fucking less than a month, as you can see. But, people were genuinely making money here. I remember when it first started running up and I saw it around here, and this went to millions. So, but of course, like most meme coins, it died, and it can come back. A lot of meme coins can come back, and I'll show you an example of that. But this is one that did not stay around for long, guys. And so, around here, when it's already kind of dumping and in the dirt, you don't want to really touch it there. Okay, you don't want to touch it. And also, sorry, I'm having some kind of screen fitting issues that I need to look into, but for now, we're gonna ignore that. So, yeah, guys, kind of know what you're buying into. Like, this was a very good opportunity when it first came out because it was huge. Like I said, it was huge. It was all over Instagram, and if you saw this on Instagram, you should have been looking for it every single day on here. And as soon as you saw it on here, that this would be a good buy to kind of hold on to for a few days. And so from here to here, this only took a few days to get all the way up here. So 2 days. So if you caught it early, then nice. So that's one example of kind of one thing that I would like to buy. That's the whole point of this. Kind of buying these easy opportunities, guys. This was a huge meme for a second all over Instagram. Now, this is crazy what's been going on with some of these coins here in the market. This is why, guys, this is a crazy opportunity. So Aura, you'll know that's, going around all the time. And this was actually a prime example of what I'm talking about here. So, you want to buy these kind of cultural coins that, these sayings like, the dead rose and unemployment, like this is the type of stuff that blows back up because people are still saying Aura. Like that, the whole Aura thing, this coin was made already a year ago. This coin's a year old. And you can see it had its spikes and, it kind of fell and died out. But guys, look at this. This was a 30,000+% return. And, some people were probably smart and said, you know what, people still talk about this. People still use the term Aura. It's still very used. I think it's kind of cringe, but it doesn't matter what you think. The market's going to do what it wants to. And 30,000+% later, we're up here. And when I saw this, it blew my mind. I was like, wow. And guys, this is the power of meme coins, guys. This is really the power. So this is just a prime example of what I'm talking about on how you can capitalize off just kind of having common sense and being like, okay, this is at such a low, but I still see Aura every single day. I still see people talking about it. You still see it in Instagram comments every single day. So eventually, what do you think is going to happen? Okay, so this is me kind of putting some ideas into your guys' heads on how to trade these coins, how to think of it. And I don't think anyone else is teaching like this. That's the thing. This could be a boring video. I don't care. But I don't think anyone else is really teaching you this type of method. Okay, so let's move on. The dead rose. Now this could easily come back. People still use this emoji every single day. I see it all over, not even just in Instagram. It's all over the internet, guys. This could come back any day. This is a prime example. Now, I might even buy this coin after just because it's at a low right now. As you can see, it had its spikes, which is a good sign. It did have those surges of profit, and people made money here. Okay, now it's back down at the base level, and you're like, okay, it's found stability. So what's next? Same thing with Aura. Are people still using this term? Are people still using this emoji every single day? Yes. So what do you think could happen, guys? Let's see. 34K market cap. Is this fitting my criteria so far? Yes, it is. If you were paying attention, it is. So this is a perfect example of what I'm talking about with these type of coins, guys. Unemployed. This is another meme that is still being referenced every single day. As you can see, recently it did have its spike back in the start of May, and it could definitely go again. There are multiple unemployed coins on the market, and this is one of them that could go. And another thing, another coin, job. People are just making jokes about job application, and I actually, I did have a play. Let me show you guys really quick. if I can find it really quick. Yeah, here it is. Ergophobia, and I did catch this. I bought it down here, guys, and this is what I'm talking about. This is my strategy. I'm teaching you guys for free. This is free money. I bought it down here, guys. You see this, and you think, okay, people joke about this still every single day. Go find a job application, get a job. You know, it's it's still relevant. It's still huge. So I bought it down here while people were still talking about it every day, waiting for it to explode. And guess what? I caught it up here. I set a notification, forgot about it, and it took, dude. No one even believed me when I told them about this. They were like, "Oh, it's not moving, whatever." I'm like, "That's the point, bro. It doesn't move. It's inactive. That's the point. We're catching it early." Guess what? I waited like 2 weeks and it held. It was a floater in my portfolio, like I was talking about. Guess what? Weeks later, made like a 10x off it easily, just like that, guys. It's not hard. So things. Actually, I'm about to get to this and another thing in a second. So let me 1 second. Okay, global events. So this is what I'm about to get into. This is the last slide before I'm about to wrap it up. Currently, Israel and Iran are at conflict, so I'm going to be showing you an example of how I'm capitalizing off this. While of course it's not good, we're going to try to turn it into something that can make us money. Okay, so find some good in it. And so, pay attention to the news, guys. Pay attention to what's going on around you. Not only is it important for, just in general, but also for this too, because you guys can capitalize if you're early. So, global events or conflicts, political interests, Elon, Trump, Doge, etc., and internet drama, that kind of explains itself, So pay attention to all this type of stuff, guys, because there's always going to be meme coin opportunities coming out of it. As soon as the Trump Elon conflict was going on, tons of coins started being made about it. So we're about to get into this before we wrap it up really quick. All right, so last few minutes of this video, I'm going to talk about kind of global events and how you can capitalize off this. So if you didn't know, Ross Ulbricht, founder of Silk Road, was recently pardoned by Trump around the start of this year, I'm pretty sure. And I was holding this coin called SRCAT, stands for Silk Road Cat, and I can't find it anymore. I think it got taken off. But I was holding this coin months before, because guess what? Talks about Ross getting pardoned were in the works, and Trump is planning to. And, it hadn't caught the market's attention yet. But guess what? As days leading up to his pardoning, I'm talking, guys, I bought this coin months before. Months. It was like 4 months before that coin was around, and I bought it. And guys, days leading up to his pardoning, it went ballistic. It's not around anymore, so I can't show you. So I just have this Silk Road chart pulled up. But guys, it went crazy. Nowadays, this will probably never do anything again since, it's already over. But that's just an example, guys, of how paying attention and being early is the key. You could have been rich just off that, because first of all, it's not moving at all. It was a low market cap. Okay, it had no volume. And you could have thrown $1,000 in there and it probably wouldn't have done anything. So what's the risk you're taking there? Now the risk is, after it happens, it's like, okay, everyone's obviously going to sell, so you have to be quick. Okay, so never buy coins that have like dates in them, or Valentine's Day or something like that. Like, never do those, because they're just, they can die even before Valentine's Day. Like, they'll just die because everyone's like, okay, well, what's the point of holding it now? That's not Valentine's. So that's just another example, guys. Like, this market, so many opportunities. Don't miss out on this, guys. Do not miss out on this. So with what's going on right now, Israel and Iran, of course, are having their usual conflict. So a few days ago, they started announcing that Israel was attacking. And as soon as I heard about that, of course, I was in the news for about a few hours looking up what was going on, like what the hell's happening. I looked at the stock market, how the stock market was reacting. I bought a few stocks based on what's going on too. But as far as meme coins go, guys, this coin is called World War III. Let me kind of drag it over to show you. Okay, I don't know what's happening. Okay, guys, this is called World War III coin, and I'm actually in this right now. I bought it at 500K the other day. a little lower than 500K. And as you can see, it's doing pretty good so far. You can't see because my screen is messed up, but we're currently at almost a million market cap, and I bought it at 500K, guys. So, like I said, being early to this stuff. Now, obviously, there were talks about Trump saying Israel may strike Iran before, but it's kind of hard to predict stuff like this, okay? Because I didn't even hear about that. So, it's a little bit harder to predict stuff like this, but after you hear it going on, that's a good time to go and jump in and be like, okay, if this escalates or keeps going, we could turn something really terrible into, a money making opportunity, which, I'm not saying it's good or anything, obviously not, but these opportunities come around for anything, guys. So I went ahead and bought this. I'm still holding it right now. I'm already up about 200% off it. Or I guess 100% since I bought it at 500K. It's at a million now. It already touched almost 1.5 million. So this is another example, guys, of how you can be profiting in this market right now. This coin's a year old, actually. It was probably made during another type of conflict, but as you can see, it straight up died. It had its spikes, that's good, whatever, and it died out. But guys, we're starting to see it come back right now, and I said, okay, let me go and capitalize because, of course, there's going to be a lot of people talk about World War III and a lot of rumors going on about that. Even though, of course, it's probably not going to be the case, but still, we're going to find kind of the most relevant coin to this situation, to this huge situation, because I couldn't really find any better ones, and we're going to find a relevant coin to the situation that's going on, and we're going to see if we can capitalize off it. So, of course, already up 2x, we use our intuition, our common sense, and put 2 and 2 together and think, okay, what can make us money? So, guys, I'm kind of going to wrap it up here. Let's go ahead and switch slides. Okay, guys, thanks for watching. I'm not going to be going into detail on like how to buy and sell meme coins. There's plenty of tutorials on Phantom Wallet online, and I'll probably make a tutorial myself soon. But please leave comments. I'll be able to answer everything. If you have any questions, guys, even with Phantom, I'll go and answer it. But I hope you guys learned a lot, because I've never seen a video like this kind of explaining this type of method. Buying these low market cap coins, kind of waiting around. It's all a patience game, guys. So thanks for watching, and I hope you guys learned something from this, and I really hope I can help you make money like this, because I'm not charging anything. I'm trying to be as genuine as possible with this. I want you guys to make money. I want all of us to make money, and I want everyone to capitalize off, this new kind of form of money making and passive income, because a lot of people aren't capitalizing on this. And I think, this has a possibility to go mainstream, and a lot of people still aren't tapped in with meme coins because they're advancing fast. This kind of stuff is advancing fast. Crypto and everything. So guys, please leave a like if you did make it. Stay tapped in for more stuff coming, guys, and y'all have a great day.